My name is Beaton and I am a firestarter. My totem is fire, mlilo, moto. Fire is my spirit animal. If I could be any creature, I'd be a dragon. The first flame, his most royal, spontaneous combustor, consumer of all, leaving nothing but ash. Burner of things, bringer of light, chaser of darkness, giver of warmth, keeper of secrets, custodian of legends, and teller of stories. I might not be a dragon, but I'm the closest thing to a dragon in emo form you're going to learn about today. See, my ancestors discovered fire. Pretty much in the same way David Livingstone discovered the Victoria Falls. My ancestors didn't start the fire, but they kept the flame burning. Understandably so, because we didn't have matches back then. Legend has it that when my kin settled in what is now my ancestral land, they got the privilege of picking their own totem, since they were of a royal lineage. Yes, bow, you're in the presence of royalty. And I don't mean of the African prince scam type of royalty, or the kind where you buy a novelty gift card certificate that confers you with a lordship title. Although I do have a certificate that says, by virtue of owning a token square foot of land in the Scottish Highlands, I am Lord Beaton. My totem was almost a snail, or rather a snail's shell, which is something very important in the history of my kin's discovery of fire. I don't like snails, they kind of freak me out. They're slimy and gross, especially if you sprinkle salt on them. Yes, I was a weird child, but that's a story for another day. I am, however, super glad they picked fire. It's a cool totem. I wish, knowing what I know now, I could travel back in time and tell young me a few things, like it's okay to have a totem that is not an animal. It's okay to have a totem that is different and unique with a rich history behind it, and not let anyone make fun of it in the cruel way little kids can be cruel to each other. That could be why I write to the child who lives somewhere inside me. I hated those show and tell days in school when the teachers would ask you to talk about your totem and to recite the songs of praises for our totems. I always seemed like I was making mine up, and would get a bunch of silly questions like if it meant we didn't eat food cooked at fire, since ordinarily you're not supposed to eat your totem. That's right, kids. My totem can totally barbecue all your totems, and I will eat them all. Once a teacher even sent me home with a note to my parents asking me to stop making up stories about things as important as our culture, and that they should teach me more about my totem. My mom had to confirm to my teacher that my totem was really fire, and that I was not telling tales. My teacher thought I had the wildest imagination. It didn't help that I wrote the wildest of essays. I was very creative in my writing, especially those the day I will never forget type essays and what we did over the holiday. I've always had a thing for telling stories. The subsequent years in school got easier, and of course at the beginning of the year when the new teachers would ask us to introduce ourselves and to talk about where we come from and our totems, I'd always get the question, are you for real? Fortunately, the rest of the class would answer in unison, sure, affirming its truth. Finally, they had accepted me. They say that people's characters can be attributed to their totems, and people try to stereotype certain behavioral traits as being common to a particular totem. Some just say it's coincidence, others actually believe it. Well, I don't know. I find fire fascinating, but doesn't everybody? I've started fires and burnt things I shouldn't have. I walk around in matches because I like watching them burst into flame. Although I pretend that it's because, since I have locks, random people will walk up to me to ask for a light. My name is Beaton, and I am a firestarter.